This is a Channel Africa podcast. You can also get Channel Africa on satellite PAS10, DSTV audio bouquet 802, and OpenView bouquet channel 628.
The U.S. Treasury Secretary to tour Africa starting today with Senegal, also expected to visit Zambia, South Africa. This is basically said to be President Biden's strategy to rejuvenate ties on the continent and obviously to counter-influence China's basic influence in the developing world, which is a developing continent. What do you make of this and the timing of everything?
That is exactly the usual problem that the United States has. It doesn't implement immediately what they have promised Africa. Joe Biden has only 2 years to go in office. And I don't think he might be able. By that time, we might not have received the money that they said they will send it to us. They promised African presidents that by the year 2023, you will have some money within 3 years. A new administration could come in power and change everything. Now they have started the same behavior, sending the U.S. Treasury Secretary to come waste more money. Delegations, no money coming. African countries asked for money, and they said they will give the money. But there's no money coming at the moment.
And the money always comes with, sort of a return proposal of some sort where most of the Western countries benefit more than the people of the continent. Is that not the case?
That's the case. Because there's nothing much to you. It is going to be spent in these conferences. Have you seen the way? By the time the money is given to us in Africa, conferences have taken 3/4 of the money, a quarter of the money. Different. Chinese come with their money. They tell us feasibility study is ready. They do the road. They finish. They hand you over the road and they give you the toll road, say, collect our money and start paying us. That is why China is growing very fast. China's influence on Africa is growing fast because they are practical. The United States is not practical. Look at their wasting. They are going to swim, meet in orphanage, secure animal what they are meeting. I don't know what they are meeting in South Africa. I don't know what they are going to see to give South Africa. Will they leave some money in South Africa for this type of arrangement? No. It's just a conference, eat food, buffet, and go home. Then tomorrow, another delegate comes. Another one comes. Kamala Harris will be coming just for us to take the little security money that we have to keep her so that nobody can harm her. She's traveling Africa. No money again. Africa at the moment needs that money. The promises should come now. Not tomorrow, not the other day, but now. So if they are coming here to just see our sunshine because there is winter there, that is where we have to find a solution and be worried as Africans that the United States of America promises us we promissory notes.
Now, the visit comes,
don't deliver.
Dr. Matanga, the visit comes literally a month after the U.S. president hosted African leaders for the U.S.-Africa summit. And do you think things could be done differently with the hope that African leaders were able to put forward what they would like to see in terms of relations going forward between the U.S. and the African continent?
Exactly. They told us that money will be, they called our leaders in New York. I was against our African leaders being called, summoned by one man. But later on, I gave in because they had gone for good reasons. And I predicted that this is going to happen. If you ask any African president, since they left New York, Washington, how many telephone calls have come with saying, is your project ready? We want to send money. None. There is nothing. We have now another meeting scheduled for June in Botswana. You are aware they have chosen that they will host another Africa summit headed by Johnny Carsons. One of my problems that I have with America on this foreign policy is they select people who hate Africa already. Johnny Carson was an ambassador in Africa. He hated most of the Africa. He was in Kenya. He was in Uganda. He was in Zimbabwe. You saw what he did in Zimbabwe to put sanctions on the country north of Limpopo, where you people still have, as South Africans, still have a problem of influx of refugees coming south. So can such a person be beneficial to Africa? No. So we are back to square one. We shall go to borrow where the people who give us, and that's why Africa is going east, is going to China. It's borrowing. China comes with their money, with their generals, and they stay in one place. They dig the road or the railway, the light railway. It is done, and we use it. Practical. America is not practical on the questions of development. It comes in. It wants to do a feasibility study. It wants to ask you about the malaria when it is already killing you. The malaria is there. The research is there. Bring us the medicine instead of asking us which type of nets you want. We have got the malaria. Bring us the medicine. So America has got that double standard of keeping quiet, waiting until the last minute, wasting money in conferences, meetings, summits.
South Africa is also going to be hosting Russia's foreign minister next week. What does this high-level hosting by the country do for the country?
South Africa, apparently, I am one of the few people who supported Ramaphosa, and I was almost, I was almost, skinned alive, reached by the people. But I am happy that Ramaphosa is becoming the real ANC. I'm seeing the real liberation man in him. I'm seeing some movement of non-aligned movement. And I cry for that one, Lulu. I wish there was more of Ramaphosa looking at non-aligned world, a world that says, you give us the money, but don't control us on how. Don't dilute our values by telling us this is what we want you to use the money. That is why I welcome that visit by Russian foreign minister in South Africa to change the dynamics. Let's talk. Non-aligned movement was part of Africa that liberated the most of Africa. Russia helped in the liberation of Africa. They have a stake in Africa.
That podcast was courtesy of Channel Africa, the African perspective.